record. See it, Jim just mentioned it, Dwight Howard and Greg Monroe, but is there any favorite for the
because I think
he's on a mission.
He's on a mission right now because he wasn't able to start
game. Rules are the same as it is in the regular season. First, we are definitely going to see some bring to fire action today in this All-Star game.
One thing with Chris Haynes, I read off the accolades in which he accomplished in the NBA, and he's going to be in Orlando. But to be playing in the Big 3 in an All-Star game says something about how much this league has grown since 2017. And the favorite for the MVP came out.
I got to deliver. Yeah, I like your pick. There's the play. See, it doesn't matter who Dwight Howard plays with. Bro. Just throw it by the rim.
From game 1 to game 8, got better and better and got more accustomed. As you see a beautiful pass inside of how the Big 3 operate. And as he got better, so did the LA Riot.
Back iron looked good, though.
Well, he did a lot of that during the course of the season.
Yeah, shot it well.
Yeah.
Guys are, we're going to see a lot of fours today. Oh, Dwight Howard missed the dunk. Pargo for 4. Oh, yeah.
Now, but wouldn't it be something to getting MVP?
It will be. No doubt. Here's your guy. Crawford. Oh, with the scoop. You're getting a chance to see how talented these guys are. Pargo again. Back-to-back fours. Just a little bit short. Monroe is still doing his roll. Oh, he's going to get busy from 3. There it is right there. Holding that follow through.
Greg Monroe can step out. Dwight Howard can do this all day long. I ain't saying he's going to make them, but a little bit more freedom to explore his game from the outside.
But good season, even though their team just wasn't the same as we're used to, but he brought it every night.
And I was surprised too with Trilogy not having an impactful season because of
Howard. He loving the fours.
That's going on. What's going on?
Here's Crawford on Pargo. Over to Monroe. Gets the handoff. Gets it out to Rice in the corner. In and out. Dwight Howard going back to 4 again.
Yeah, you know that.
Gets it out to Clark. Gets that heavy.
Mid-range.
Mid-range assassin. That's a little long. Good hustle by Jordan Crawford. Skips it. Everybody running to that 4-point line right now. Rice talking a little bit. And all these guys at one point in time, you know, had a major impact for their team.
So when you talked about it with Jordan Crawford, Dwight Howard, and Monroe, they all played in the semifinals last weekend. You know, attempting to get to the championship game, didn't know, for this special occasion. Here was the All-Star game.
Crawford back to Rice. Rises, sticks it. Rice didn't shoot the ball well.
Shooter than he did, you know, displayed during the course of the season, like you talked about.
Howard for 3, checks the line. Checks the ball, goes up. Monroe rebounds. Another 3 from Monroe. No, he decks the ball, pulls it back. Step back 3. Along with it. Crawford on his teammate, behind the back. Rice for 3. In and out, but Monroe gets it back and finishes it.
Yeah, you had Dwight Howard returning back to Orlando, which you just talked about, big moment. Although he's taking all these shots from the 4 spot right in front of you. What are you saying to him as he's doing that?
Oh, that's fun. You know, that's what's about the Big 3. You can show parts of your game you might not have been able to show in the NBA. So you got to pull out everything out your bag out here.
As long as we get one good dunk from him.
Got to get one good dunk. I think we already got it, but we want another one.
We'll take it, for sure. When you look forward for this league, I mean, last week the ratings were incredible. There's hardly get.
Oh, man, the sky's the limit. People want it. People love it. You know, the ratings show it. And, you know, who wouldn't want more hoops in the summer right before the NFL starts, you know? So it's the perfect time, perfect game, perfect players, perfect league.
All right, well, we got a perfect finals coming up. These two teams have a lot of bad blood between them. Should be really feisty. Who's your pick to be the champion this year?
I mean, I just pick a good game. You know, both of them, you know, I wish they both can win, but they can't. So we'll see. You know, I'm observing.
Good to see you.
Thanks, Rachel.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, I'm excited about the championship game as well. I mean, there's just a lot of bad blood, and we'll get into all that when we lead up to the game. But I don't know if we've ever had a championship game with this much bad blood.
I don't think so. I think also too is just because the teams battled in Miami. Michael Beasley probably wasn't at his best.
Something that you have to think about if you're going to do Michael Beasley's dance and you're going to talk trash after the game, you know you're going to face it. You could face the team in the finals, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, it's two, I think, critical matchups to me. Nazir Kaur, Lance Stevens.
A lot of sidebar stories in the championship game. They'll bring the fire here, but Jonathan Simmons would go right to the line. Man, he had a really good season for the Ball Hogs.
He did.
You know, we're so used to Kevin Murphy being the guy, the face of the team, but Simmons really just positioned himself as an elite player in this league.
When you think about it, he was in the conversation probably midway through as potentially, if they continue to win, from an MVP perspective, you know.
Sessions gets the steal. Another thing I like about the Big Three is there's guys that play in the league, but there's a lot of guys that are really good who a lot of normal people might not know. I thought Sessions was going to try Dwight Howard on that one.
It's different. That don't get a chance to scratch the surface or a roster. Or if they do, it's for a limited time. You know it. You've been around it, Brian. We've been around it. Okay. To play this game. But how many talented people we know, because of the numbers, because of timing, didn't really get their shot?
For sure. It's hard to explain to people, like Sessions could score 60 in a Drew League game, or, you know, 1 in a million, you know what I mean? And it's hard to be those type of guys in that league, but at this league, he gets a chance to do his thing.
Well, but he's been such a value add, cachet and nuance, but also foul, which you want, especially from a demographic. Hugh talked about the viewership last week, between 18 and 49. You know, unbelievable. And really, 18 to 34 is skewed really high, especially in the social network.
Good Simmons. Good D by Session. Might be white ball. Right inside, Simmons with the fade. Well, this is definitely a bring the fire moment.
We gonna do it? Are we gonna see anything? Back to LA. What we doing tonight when we hit the streets?
Oh, man.
To a heck of a coach, man.
He did.
I mean, when he took over, you know, and then kind of started getting the chalkboard in his hands, being creative with the offense. I mean, his play design really
he designed. It's centered around the talent of his team. He's not just running plays. He's running plays to fit, you know, Jordan Crawford's skill set.
Well, I think it says a lot, too, because we got enamored with the Swaggy P, that whole persona. And then sometimes, good time shot right there. You forget about the player.
Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Right now, Team 3 dominating 25-16. You call Team 3 to win it. You call Jordan Crawford to be the MVP. He's got 7 points
played, alley-oop, and you called it. Doesn't matter who the guard is. If Dwight Howard is able to clear some space, just throw it up the rim, the Superman still can finish with the best of them.
Chris Haynes, what do you got?
Guys, I did some deep digging. I was able to get information from Nick Young, and he told me that the individual who was calling him during the game was his mom. He said she called him repeatedly, and he finally had to text her and let her know, "Mom, I'm coaching. I'll hit you back after the game." I asked him, I said, "Is that going to go well? Is that a valid excuse to call her back?" Said, "No, she'll probably be mad, but she get the point."
Hey, man.
Mom ain't watching?
Listen, you know how many times my mother called me during the game? I'm like, "Mom, you know I'm working." What, you can't find it? I'm like, it's on CBS.
Rice has already knocked down one corner three. There's another one.
Yeah.
Have to figure this thing out. So good steal. It goes to Clark. Superman with the dunk.
Wants to lock in and play a little bit more harder on defense. ends up getting the breaks and wins the game.
Monroe, he'll clear it over to Crawford. Back to Monroe behind the three. Moving that ball. Jordan Crawford right in the face of Dwight Howard.
10 points.
Here we go, Clark again, looking to go to work. Oh, good high hands, but Dwight Howard underneath throws it down. Just another level.
Yeah, Wright Jr. had no chance.
Dwight Howard with 8. Quiet MVP candidate.
Let me ask you this, because we talked about Reggie Evans, we were off camera, okay? The original. You were original back in 2017. As you've seen this league grow and players come and go, but the drafting process has changed so much.
Oh, yeah. I think the league getting younger, I think it's twofold. The league got younger, got better, and then I think something to do it. So I thought it had to get better first, and that's what it did. By year 2, it got better. By the time it was year 4, there was some elite talent in the league.
Well, you talked about this. We saw Pargo hit the 4-point shot. He got a chance right here, okay? I thought Cube and Jeff Kleinitz, because they wanted the league for former players 30 and older at the beginning. But they realized there was a lot of players who played overseas and played CBA, in the G League or whatever, that could play. There's a whole segment of players who can play that may have touched it a little bit or just played overseas. But I think the drafting process.
And just like that, they're up by 1.
How about that?
But then, so I think that allowed a guy like Jordan Crawford to say, no, I'm going to go get in this league.
Exactly. And he had years in the NBA.
Correct. Right, he was the player of the week in the NBA one week.
Yep.
Here's another 4.
Yeah, out that way. But then also, too, I think the captains at the beginning were like, I'm gonna draft some players of my boys.
I knew these guys are the guys I know.
Yep. Now it's like, okay, guys got to come in shape, and I'm drafting a guy like Dwight Howard that understands how to play and how to win. You know what I mean?
It's about recruiting Dwight Howard and explaining to him, here's what we're going to do. It's a good league. And so it's just going to continue to grow and get better. And the talent is off the charts right now.
No, it is, man. I can't wait to see after this record-breaking year what the talent pool at the Combine looks like next year.
Dwight Howard got fouled, but didn't call it. Late whistle.
Man, we go back to this play again. If
he's getting downhill, he knows how to throw that ball up above the rim.
But he's always played the game, and like his brother, like a point guard. Look to set up the offense, play great on-ball defense, and if you need me to score, I can do that, but my main objective is to get my team in a situation where we can be effective offensively.
Session, no good. And now Pargo again, in and out. Crawford going back to that 4. Brewer, one of the better defenders in this league. Guy can gather. Pargo's a premier point guard in this league.
But, you know, the thing about Pargo, it's that he'll force a defender who's guarding Howard to have to make a decision. When he's not there, he just throws it up at the right time.
I thought Detroit Amps had a really good year. You know, the fact that they lost Joe early. He was playing well, by the way. We're talking about an OG of this league. And then you also had Shakur Houston. He got hurt and almost gave him like no chance to get to the playoffs.
No, because they kind of, when Shakur was playing, I mean, they ended up 4-4, but they weathered the storm, I thought, relatively well when Joe got hurt to see Brewer in the corner. But then another injury. You know how this league is, man. You're limited on roster spots anyway. Now you got to have some replacements. You're past that time. In 3-on-3 basketball, if you can really work that 2-man game with a shooter and a big that's versatile like that, It's a tough play to stop.
All right, 40-37. Now comes the sprint to the end. I'm expecting big-time defense for the last 10 points. Stevens with the layup. Loving the two-man action right now. Let's see who figures out a way to get the win. We'll be right back.
Walmart's got low prices for back to school. With tech from $9, kids fashion from $4, and school supplies starting at 25 cents.
Fresh off the preseason game, I know you didn't play, but come on, you've got a huge season coming up. What do you guys feel like as you're heading into the NFL? It's about to kick off.
So one more time.
A lot of expectations on the Browns for this season. What do you feel like going on as you're about to head into the opener?
Well, expectations I have are always to go to the playoffs and then make a run from there. So they're going to roll as I do, so I can continue to keep the standard high and keep the culture as strong as possible.
And not just at your expertise, my Defensive Player of the Year friend. Before yesterday's game, you actually took a little quarterback shot there. You threw the ball all the way to the end zone. Maybe you could be QB1 with all the discussion there.
Hey, maybe there's a package out there for me to play. I can see it happening. I mean, if he's still doing it, I'd love to be playing with him sometime, but I can definitely see myself on the court one day.
I love hearing that. All right, future casting guys over here. We got Myles Garrett coming up in the Big 3. I don't know, 5, 10. We'll see how many years from now.
Yeah, we're not counting eggs before they hatch,
I love it. All right, thank you so much, Myles. Appreciate it.
I wouldn't want to play against him. Those guys are freaks of nature.
I know, bro. But how many former basketball players or tight ends? Jimmy Graham. Of course, newly inducted Hall of Famer Antonio Gates.
Yep. I heard Tony Gonzalez could play a little
Tony
bit.
could play.
Bring the fire. Brought to you by Red Lobster.
And this is what makes this league so great right here.
You can challenge a foul. If you don't like it, players go one-on-one. We'll count a 2, 3, or 4.
Corey Brewer a little tricky with his offensive game.
Yes, sir.
Watch him bring the old school stuff. Watch.
Oh, there's the rock the baby with the hook. There we go. A special thank to our partners, Red Lobster, who's been bringing the heat all summer long as the official sponsor of the Bring the Fire Challenge.
Yeah, defense wins out once again.
He rocked the baby a little bit.
I think Corey was trying to get that footwork together.
The jab and go.
Yeah.
Glenn Rice Jr. had a 3 to send his team to the finals last week. Said it still stinks. There's Stevens, lays it up. No call.
No call.
No foul at all, but he got the bucket.
Okay.
Team 3, 41-40.
From a scoring perspective, he could be your anchor.
Oh, blocked by Howard.
There it is.
Back to Howard, throws it down.
18 points.
Superman is in the building.
Okay.
18 and 10 for Howard. Session, looking at that 4, turns the corner, elevates. Howard at the rim.
Go back to it. Stevens inside. Dwight is able to get the block in. Simmons showing off some of his playmaking ability to Superman. We said at the beginning of the game, wouldn't it be something if Dwight Howard ends up getting the MVP on his return back to Orlando?
Force Session left, pulls up. Good rebound by Howard. That's his 11th. Simmons to Brewer. Up top to Howard. Switches to the left. No good. Junior. Dwight Howard just calls his own timeout. Not a bad timeout, but we'll take a quick 30-second timeout. He'll be back right after this for the finish.
Phelps should get called. He did the right thing, go right to the basket. Another opportunity here for Dwight. He got that foul and won MVP.
They're calling it right now. 48.
Find a man that's hot. Corey Brewer could have forced up a shot.
We also got to give Nancy Lieberman credit. She does it again. At halftime, you're looking at this saying no shit. Whatever adjustment she makes, she gets her team to figure out this league. She's coaching Crawford. Hits the rim. Brewer has to clear it. Who's going to hit the game winner?
Come on, Dwayne. Give it to Dwayne. Have him pull up for a jump shot.
Here's Howard outside with the inside out. Goes up strong. No good. Brewer gets it back on the drip, and that's ball game. With his signature wave goodbye to the crowd. Team.
But you ended on an 11-0 run, a lot due to this man, Dwight Howard, but not to be denied. It was